In the New York scene in its own self, you know, it could get crazy. It could definitely get crazy. Like, there's definitely those times on that Facebook marketplace, like buying and selling, that I've seen like scammer beware or like call out posts to this person because of either they pressed them, they robbed them, or like give them a fake bill, try to skis the whole thing. You know what I'm saying? Oh, my bad. My name is John Bashow. I'm from Queens, New York, and I'm 24. So at that time, around 2011, you know, you get a good hand of like Kanye at that time. Also, as more and more music was coming out at the time, you definitely get that from Odd Future. And I want to say around 2012, though, that's where it really hit for me, was like the whole ASAP mob culture, and being so invested into these people, these artists that you're listening to. You definitely want to have a second hand of like looking at their image and what they find is like what makes them them. So, you know, Odd Future definitely brings around the whole Supreme style, ASAP mob, and Kanye. We're bringing to more design, like high end to the mix as well. So these were things that like I had to take a step back at and just like looked at it entirely and was like, I want to get like that. The most I've ever made in a single sale. Oh man, there's so many good plays. A lot of good like real shoe flips that was like, yo, you made bank off of that. In a more recent note, actually I just did this in the summer. I just sold the off-white fours, and I sold that for around, I bought it for like 200, 220 or 240 or something like that during the pandemic. And then I recently sold it now. And from that being like a 220 or 240 kind of dollar shoe, I sold it for like 1,800. Some of the difficulties that you can come about when it comes to reselling is knowing if that shoe can be a brick. Now, a brick is something that's like defined as hard to move, or like just something that like it's just you can get like lunch money out of. Some of the Jordan 1s that have been lately coming out, like I feel like as that trend kind of like imploded on its own self, like some of the Jordan 1s, like, oh, but it's the Jordan 1s, it could still sell. Like you're gonna get like $20 if you're even putting in like an aftermarket like StockX or like GOAT. When it comes to reselling, it definitely could be a main source of income if you're a real hustler. If you really can, let's say for example the bricks that I mentioned, if you could take those bricks, you could build a house out of that bricks. If you literally buy a bunch of shoes that can go for like $20 on top of retail, and you just sell like 100 of those, you could definitely have like a good, more than just a lunch money. And for the fun of it has definitely been, I don't know, it's just kind of the achievement out of it, right? Like there's the fun side that makes you, like if I get a real exclusive shoe, I wouldn't even know if I want to sell it or even if I want to rock it. But it's definitely become a point in this time where you could treat it like a trophy. Overall, I definitely think it's a reflection of my own style. It's a reflection of like what I hear musically. It's a reflection of like what I want to dress upon my own self. It made me feel comfortable. It made me feel like, you know, kind of an image in a way. So it gave me the right tools and pieces to make me feel like unique to my own self and what it means for me and like what I represent.